When it comes to building a successful network marketing business online, or any type of online business for that matter, there are without a doubt a very important list of skills that you need to develop. There are skills that you need to learn in order to have long-term success online. Many people who get involved in any sort of online business, they jump in right from the start thinking that if I get involved in this specific program or this specific business opportunity, that, oh my God, it's guaranteed that I'm going to make all this money if I, invest in this course or this little system or something like that. However, there are skills that you need to learn in order to have long-term success. If you're looking for long-term success, there are definitely skills that you need to develop. But there is one very important skill that, in my opinion, is probably the most important skill that you can learn when building any sort of business online. And many people, including myself, have put this off for a very long time. I know in my case, I've definitely, put this off for quite a while, thinking that it probably wasn't that important. But in my personal opinion, if you really want to have long-term success, and, especially if you want to really, I don't want to say, get rich quick or have, quick results, but sort of in a way, shorten the amount of time that it takes to have your first breakthrough. This skill set is definitely something that you really want to focus on developing. And what is this skill exactly? Well, that is going to be the topic for today's video. Anyways, what's going on? This is Ari here. How's it going? With another live stream. Hopefully you are having a good day today. I know it's kind of a later one that I'm doing, but anyways, if you are tuning into this live, be sure to let me know who you are and where you are tuning in from. And if you are seeing this on a replay, be sure to put hashtag replay down in the comment section below. Anyways, today I thought I'd talk about what I believe is, without a doubt, the number one skill that you need to learn when it comes to building any sort of online business. And what is this skill? Well, this skill, in my opinion, is the most important thing you need to learn. It is advertising. Learning how to put a message out there in the marketplace, out to a bunch of people, and influence them to make a decision. Why is this so important? Why do I believe this skill is so important, and more important than just about any other skill? Well, for one, this is something that, especially I'd say when it comes to building a network marketing business, or whether you are promoting any sort of offer, most people, when they first get involved into something, they want to stick with the free strategies that, while they may take more time, most people, they're just, for one, not willing to invest right away. And I think that you definitely want to consider investing into advertising, because this, for one, it's great in terms of, getting faster results, because rather than having to go out there and convince someone into buying into your business opportunity or whatever product you are promoting, with this skill that you can learn, you can attract people to you. You can have an audience of targeted people actually see your message, see what it is that you have to offer, and you could influence them into taking action on whatever it is that you're doing. And regardless of what you're promoting, and many people who get involved into any sort of online business, they think that if I just have this amazing product or this amazing business opportunity, this amazing, comp plan or income opportunity, that as long as I have that, people are going to want to join me. But here's the thing that you got to keep in mind. There are thousands, tens of thousands of people who are just like you, who have gotten into a similar thing that you're probably in right now, and they're promoting whatever products or whatever opportunity on their page, and it takes a lot more than just having a good offer, because here's the thing: you could have the best product in the world, but if you aren't learning the skill of actually influencing people to get involved with your opportunity or to actually make the decision into buying your product, then it doesn't matter how good your product is, because at the end of the day, you have to learn how to actually provide value to others and make them actually want to work with you instead of you having to go out there and convince others. This is something that, for me personally, I struggled with a lot. In my early days in network marketing, or I guess online marketing in general. What I was doing in my very early days is that I got involved in this business opportunity, and I thought, as long as I have this thing, I'm just in this thing, that all I have to do is just show this to a bunch of people and then hope that they make the decision to buy. And what I found from my experience is that I went through a lot of rejection, which if you are going out there and prospecting a bunch of people and you're just showing them your opportunity, whatever product or income opportunity that you have, obviously that is something that you're going to go through a lot. You're going to get a lot of rejection. You're going to get people that they might not fully trust you, but for one, you are going to go through that quite often. But then also, even if someone is interested in whatever opportunity it is that you have, if you don't have your own personal brand built up, if you aren't offering additional value, and you don't have those additional benefits as to why someone should actually join with you as opposed to anyone else promoting your same company, what's likely to happen is someone they'll look at what it is that you have to offer, and this is considering that they do have an interest in what it is that you have to offer. Here's what they could do, and most people who come across any sort of online opportunity or any sort of product, what they'll do is they'll go online and they'll search up your company name or your product name, and they'll look for reviews. This is what generally tends to happen. You show something to someone, you show someone a specific opportunity, and they can easily go on Google or YouTube and they could search up what it is that you have to offer. And typically what tends to happen is one of two things. Either they find negative reviews of people calling your company a scam, and these are people that they might likely be promoting something else, some other type of offer to get your potential prospects away from you and then onto someone else. Or they could find a positive review from another member in your in your same company, and then they could end up joining with them because they're offering additional value. And for this reason especially, I think that learning how to advertise effectively and provide additional value, build up your brand essentially, is definitely something you want to focus on more. You want to focus your time more on things that are related to advertising, growing a following, building up your brand, and essentially building trust with your audience rather than having to go out there and prospect one-on-one. So that really is, in my opinion, something that you definitely want to focus on in the beginning, is learning how to advertise. And I can definitely understand that, if you are first getting started and, you haven't, had any experience when it comes to advertising, it can definitely sound scary at first. And in my case, like when I first started going through a course on that, I initially was kind of nervous to do that because for one, I didn't know what I was doing. Obviously I had done a few solo ads in the past, which in my experience they didn't really work that well. I might do a video on that actually at some point down the road. I'll probably talk about solo ads and my experience using them and whether or not I believe you should use them. I did a video a while back on that, but I probably should do another one on that. But when it comes to actually advertising on social media, which I highly recommend you use, Facebook ads, YouTube ads is something you could look into as well. I haven't done YouTube ads yet, but that is something that I'll probably get into as well. But Facebook ads especially is something that I think you should definitely start with. It's fairly simple to use once you actually get to know how it works and you get some experience. But Facebook ads is definitely something that you really want to look into. But I'd say mainly advertising in general, learning how to, put value in the marketplace and reach a very specific audience of people that, you want to essentially show your offer to. And, I'd say, knowing who to target and knowing exactly what message to put out there is probably the most important thing to focus on in growing any sort of business online. So if you have not had any sort of, experience with advertising, I can definitely understand that, it can be scary at first, especially in my case, since I didn't know what I was doing, and, the thought of, investing money on something and then not, getting, not seeing any return on investment, yeah, that can definitely be scary at first. But in my opinion, it's definitely something that, you got to be willing to, take that risk and actually, take the time to, learn from it, because the best way to learn at anything, for one, you can take a course on it. There are courses out there, and, if you are wanting, guidance on how to essentially get started with, advertising, or you're looking to, learn about how to use advertising in your business, then I do have a course that can get you set up and going in the right direction. Let me actually move this. I had some sort of like pop up on my thing, but if you're looking to actually get some guidance on how to get started with growing your business using online advertising strategies, then there is a free course that you can get access to. It is my Attraction Marketing Bootcamp. If you want access to that, you can go ahead and comment info down below, and then I could, of course, send that out to you. And if you're watching this on a replay, I'll probably just have it, linked in the comments. But anyways, yeah, that's definitely something that you really want to take the time and learn about. And there was something else I was going to mention. I kind of forgot because I kind of rambled a bit there. But anyways, yeah, that's really the message that I want to put out there, is that if you haven't had any experience with advertising, and you are struggling to get results in your business, and you're not really getting the consistent results that you're looking for, I definitely think that advertising is definitely the way to go. If you really want to have results come in much faster, is you got to be willing to take the time and invest into advertising. And really, and I just remembered what I was going to mention. I kind of talked about, you could take a course, but I think that overall the best way to actually learn advertising and to actually build up that skill set is by actually taking the action and, getting experience with it yourself. Is actually, experience, like doing different types of ads, like on Facebook. There's multiple types of ads you could run, like, there's a whole bunch of ones that you could run. Like, you could drive traffic to a page, you could do a likes campaign where you're growing your page, you could create engagement on a post, like you can put a post out there, you could target a very specific audience, and then you could have, you could ask for engagement. So Facebook would then go and look for people who are likely to engage with you, which I think is pretty cool. It's fairly simple to use, and when you actually look at what objective you want, and you actually take the time to learn how to actually put all this stuff together, it's definitely something that can be very powerful in the long run if you are willing to take the time and actually learn how to advertise. But yeah, that's really the message I want to put out there, is that if you have not had any experience with advertising or promoting any sort of offer using paid traffic strategies, I definitely think that you really should consider getting into it, because if not, then you're just going to spend all this time with convincing people and just creating these spam I don't know exactly what it is that you're doing, but I know a lot of people who rely on free strategies, they go through a lot of rejection in terms of prospecting, and that's definitely something that I was doing a lot in my early days, is that I was going into all these groups, talking to all these people, and just hoping and praying that if I show this to enough people, that someone's eventually going to look at my very generic sales page and then just buy whatever it was that I had there, which in my experience, it just did not work out at all. So advertising for me, I think, is really the number one skill that you need to learn, because this is, a great way to actually get your message out there to, lots of people very quickly. And then, of course, if you learn how to actually use advertising effectively, you could influence these people. You could influence an audience of people rather than talking one-on-one, and then have them actually, look at what it is that you're promoting, become a frequent viewer or reader of your blog or your videos or your podcast or whatever the case may be. And then potentially, some of these people, a portion of them will eventually become buyers. And if you focus on this long enough, you can definitely have long-term success in your business, because by doing this, and learning how to actually influence people, that is what I believe is the number one thing you really need to focus on. But anyways, that's really the message I want to put out there. Hopefully you got value out of this. If you did, be sure to let me know what you thought. Be sure to leave a heart on this video. Be sure to let me know, what you thought in the comments. And of course, if you'd like to learn more about how you could start taking your network marketing business online and, learning how to actually build an audience of people that know, like, and trust you, I do have a free bootcamp you can get access to. It is my attraction marketing bootcamp. It's completely free. If you want access to that and you want to learn more about how you can start using online strategies to build your business, then just go ahead and comment info down below, and I will send it out to you in Messenger. Anyways, that is the message I want to put out there. Hopefully you enjoyed, and take care.